Okay, so people diagnosed with Asperger syndrome, sometimes when they're talking, they'll run out of breath mid-sentence or mid-story. This is really interesting. Now, there is a process going on here, and I'm going to explain all of that right now, and this is super interesting, and nobody talks about it. I think this a lot because there are a lot of speech patterns that autistic individuals they don't always match up to the neurotypical way of speech patterns, right? And this can cause a pause mid-story or mid-sentence, but it's not a typical pause where someone stops to talk. It's kind of like someone stops and then run out of breath and they take another breath and then start talking again. So why is this happening? Well, I'm going to go through all this. In this video, I'm going to talk about why this happens and some of the ways that you can kind of have a more easy flow of conversation if you're someone on the autism spectrum and this happens to you. Hey guys, what's going on? My name is Dan and I have autism and ADHD. If you're new around here and you want to learn more about this topic, make sure to hit the subscribe button by clicking the notification bell down below. Please go do it now. I'm watching. I can see you if you're doing it or not. Okay, so basically Asperger's / autism. So Asperger's and autism is one thing. Asperger syndrome is autism, vice versa. So in autism, it isn't just speaking words, it's actually processing through thoughts, emotions, security, different sensory inputs. There's a lot that goes into it. Someone with autism doesn't just sit down and decide, hey, I'm going to talk and tell you this story. Actually, in fact, there's a lot of things going on. The emotional side of it. Is this person going to listen to my story? Do they want to listen to my story? Is my story relevant? I don't know, because sometimes in certain situations, stories aren't relevant. But how do I know that? Well, I don't. I have to test it. How do you test it? Well, you just tell the story. So this gives you an anxiety, a fear, also a phobia. You're thinking about many things. You're thinking about your own body posture. You're thinking about the length of time you're talking. There are many variables. Think about this. Think about sitting down, telling a story, and as you're telling your story, you're thinking about everything. You're thinking about the sensory world around you. You're thinking about the people stood in front of you. Then you get fully aware of your body. Then you're thinking about the heat about your body. And you're thinking, oh my goodness, am I too hot? Am I too, cold? Do I need a jacket? What's going to happen? And because of that, the extra processing can make breathing and, pacing harder to coordinate. Because autistic individuals may run out of breath. And they'll do a deep breath midway through a sentence and they'll stop and pause because they're trying to think and they're also trying to breathe. Because breathing whilst talking is actually a skill that is developed through socializing. Autistic individuals have an average of below to little or no socializing understanding from the ages of 3 till about 20, which means that for most of the time that you're learning to speak in a social situation, there actually has a dip in the practice and the understanding of it. Because a lot of autistic individuals, if they don't understand the social convention, then why are they going to practice it? They're not going to. They're going to be like, oh, I'll tell you what, I'm not even going to bother in joining in this conversation because I can't understand it anyway. I don't know the rules. So you're missing out on all those things. So the professionals sometimes call this a speech disfluency, which is really an unusual word for it because it's an atypical prosody, which is basically just the part of how the autistic brain works and how it's feeding the information in to relay information out and how it pulls in all the information around it to understand, right? And I get this. It's a really interesting phenomenon, and I'm doing it right now while talking to you. Well, here's a word from today's sponsor. Now, today's sponsor is Trustworthy, and it's more than just an app. Trustworthy is a all online dashboard that helps organize your family. It's kind of like the number one tool, the all-in-one organizer for your family, right? And so it is an app that you can use on your phone, on your tablet, or on your computer, and it's amazing. I find this to be an ADHD godsend, right? So me and my girlfriend are forever forgetting, the trash goes out on this day. It's somebody's birthday, or the kid's insurance for their healthcare runs out on this day. We need to renew this, or my driver's license renews this day, or if you're going somewhere and you forget your ID, you're like, oh goodness, I don't have a digital copy. Well, Trustworthy does all of that for you, all in one. If I show you a screenshot here, basically you can keep all your family IDs on here. You can keep track of all your finances. You can even store your passwords for different things in here. You can also then put in all of your insurance stuff. You've got life insurance, medical insurance, any auto insurance, stuff like that. You can hide legal documents in here so you never lose them, and it's all in one central place, which is completely secure and encrypted. It's absolutely amazing, and I find it absolutely fascinating. Now, if you want to check out Trustworthy, please go to the link in the description down below and check it out. This is an ADHD godsend. It's kind of like organizing everything for you. And it's also got the nickname the family operating system, and it absolutely is just that. So please check out Trustworthy down below. I think it's a godsend, and I know that you're going to get a lot from it. Thank you for sponsoring this video. Now, I've been trying my entire adult life to try and not do this because I feel like I can learn and understand this, right? Because I feel like I can learn this, but it never goes away fully. There's always sometimes that's a bit like boop. So I'm basically thinking to myself, dang, how can I really process the lag? So the brain is forming the next sentence, and you are trying to kind of think about it whilst currently speaking. So you're forming the next sentence and you're speaking. So you got your brain doing something else and you're speaking, and you're trying to not lose flow of the conversation, because many people with autism have this ability to be pulled in different directions on their focus because we have ADHD also, right? So Asperger syndrome is really comorbid, which means co-occurring. It comes alongside ADHD a lot of the time. I have an ADHD diagnosis, so does my girlfriend, and she has an autism diagnosis, and I have an autism diagnosis, so does her son, and many people I know with autism also have ADHD. So it's kind of part and parcel of the same thing. Breathe awareness is something that we need to consider, right? So the less automatic breathing can be, the less rhythmic it's going to be. Now, we do have a rhythmic understanding of breathing, which is kind of binary from ourself as human beings. We're going to just breathe, when we're asleep or if we're unconscious, we're always going to breathe, right? Our body has a binary function to do that. However, when we're telling stories, there's a rhythm that needs to change. Now, if you're focusing on trying to breathe when you're telling a story, the rhythm is going to get completely messed up, and you're going to lose sight or focus on the thing you're actually trying to say / trying to do. And then you may want to realize, oh, I need to take a breath. This is really interesting. Now, another point to think about is excitement or overload. So the fastest paced talking people you'll find are probably people on the autism spectrum, like myself. Now, if you think I'm talking fast, please give this video a thumbs up so I can see if you think I'm talking fast. And if you have anything to add, just pop it in a comment down below. I do read every single comment. Now, talking fast from enthusiasm and being excited about something, or even wanting to just participate in something, can cause you to kind of run out of breath, which is another experience where autistic individuals may run out of breath before even finishing the sentence. So that can happen. There also is the sensory overload to compete with. Now, managing sensory input whilst talking can interrupt your breathing because it can stop you in your tracks. And sensory input is simply all the things around you: sight, sound, smell, taste, touch, the air pressure, the temperature, your clothing, the distance between people. All of those sensory input, they can impact your ability to focus. And if you're getting, again, distracted and disfocused or unfocused, you're going to stop and not be able to continue, and you might take a short breath because of all the other things that are going on as well, right? Like I just said, the processing lag, the breathing awareness, sensory processing, excitement overload, all those things can happen. Now, the last thing is also, you could also have support tools in place. So practice slow pacing and planned pauses. So if I'm going to talk to somebody, I always think after about 5 words, I should take a small pause and then I can breathe, right? Typically. It doesn't always happen, again, because it's a practice makes progress kind of dealio. Now, I also have a free PDF download of Building a Bulletproof Brain for Autistic Individuals starter kit, right? So if you want to build a mind that is strong, solid, awesome, confident, and able to unmask comfortably, go check out www.bulletproofbrain.org and download your free PDF booklet right now. The link will be in my bio and my description, and I'll put it on a card here somewhere on YouTube so you can get it. Planned pauses and breathing exercises can be perfect, right, for these types of speech patterns. And when you're planning to talk to somebody, like if you're in an office job or if you're in a school and you have to talk to people, or you have to do something that's going to reward you in dividends, then you're going to need to be able to speak adequately, confidently, and without kind of having pauses and breathing sharply to take a breath in, or yawning. Sometimes autistic individuals will yawn just because the social conventions, all that stuff is just thrown out of the window, which is really, really interesting.